Hey there riders, Moto Journo Kris here today, and I wanted to talk about the ergonomics on Yamaha's MT-07 because it's quite an interesting machine for those looking for a beginner motorcycle. I think it's a very popular motorcycle, and you may be asking yourself whether you'll fit this particular machine, and I think there's a good chance the answer to that will be yes. So firstly and most importantly is of course seat height. These come with a standard seat height of 805 millimeters. It's not the lowest seat height in the beginner category. However, the one thing to keep in mind with that is what also comes into it is the width of the bike and how you basically get your legs down. If there's a really big bit of engine in the way, that's going to make a difference. With this bike, it's nice and narrow between the legs, particularly at that straight shot down from the seat in front of the pegs, so it is very easy to get your foot down. Now, probably the other thing to consider is, as a new rider, the weight of the bike at 182 kilos wet, so ready to ride, this is a nice and light machine, and that's something that's reinforced by the overall ergonomics because it's kind of a sportily styled machine. It's got, you know, the raised bars which help keep you upright and looking down the road, good vision through the mirrors, you know, lots of control thanks to the bars they're not super wide, and between the light weight of the bike and that nice and nimble, very light feeling, particularly when you're moving, but also in the garage, which, you know, most bikes feel light when you're moving with a bit of speed. However, it's the ones which feel light at low speeds which really benefit new riders, and that's certainly something that's true of this particular bike. The bike itself, very, very easy to handle, feels nice and light. The center of gravity is nice and low with the way this bike is designed. Obviously, as you can see, you've got your engine down here, which helps keep that weight low. It's not kind of a motard style bike like the bigger MT-09 is. And again, that all contributes to being an easy to manage machine, despite being a larger capacity machine, despite being a 650 or a 655cc, or if you're in America, the 689cc version. Now, jumping on the bike, it's a very easy bike to jump onto. Easy to get the leg over the back. You know, it's not overly tall. I'm 180 centimeters, so I'm probably in the average range as far as height, but I can very easily get a leg down on this bike. So even if you're a bit shorter than me, probably a very inviting motorcycle for you to jump onto, which of course is important. Picking your first bike, you need to pick one which you're gonna be happy with for that initial period. The initial period is really important because it's when you build up confidence, it's when you build up skills, get to understand how the weight on the bike works, and it's when things go wrong. And jumping on something like the MT-07, which is easy to ride, very easy to handle, nice and lightweight, easy reach to the ground, is all gonna help. As far as sitting on the bike, it is a nice and compact bike. You know, as you can see here, I'm not cramped, but I'm also not stretched out. You know, at 180 centimeters, I'd say it's pretty much ideal for me as a rider. So if you're much taller or much shorter, you might find that varies a little bit, but I think generally speaking, it's gonna suit that wide range of riders. Easy reach to those bars. As I said, you're nice and upright. You've got that nice vision down the road. When it comes to riding, it's very easy to move around on the bike and have a little bit of fun, which again is all about the engagement with the bike, which as a new rider is something that you'll grow into. You can just see that Yamaha have done a really good job of envisaging what needs to be in this bike. So it's going to be inviting for new riders, but also rewarding for older riders, people who are returning or people who don't need heaps and heaps of power. And they've absolutely succeeded. You know, you've got quite a wide bit of tank here in front of you, but that all falls away when you're riding. All you're doing is you're looking out. Being a naked bike, you don't have a heap of stuff under you, which is good. There's not much wind protection either, something to keep in mind, but that's just part of it being a naked bike. Now, standard fitment on this bike is an adjustable brake lever. However, if you've got small hands, you might need to invest in a set of the adjustable levers. I've got a video up on my channel about the Yamaha Gillies levers that are offered for this bike, something to think about. There's plenty of accessories available as well, which I've also done on my channel. But overall, this bike is very, very well designed for new riders. It's got a nice, relatively neutral seating position. It's easy to move around on. It's got a nice, comfortable ride triangle between the seat, the pegs, and the bars. Quite a relaxed seating position, which is important for something that's probably going to get used for commuting for a lot of people. Great vision through the mirrors. easy vision of the dash as well. As I mentioned in my full review, I would have liked those indicator lights to be on the top of the dash to make them a little bit easier to see, but you know, small criticism. And overall, it's just a very, very easy bike to hop onto for a new rider. Again, as I mentioned in my full review, if you're a very nervous rider, very lacking in skills, and you don't know whether you can handle the extra power, jump on one of these and jump on some of the more restricted machines as well. You know, maybe check out the R3. It's even lighter, even easier thing to manage. See how that handles. Perhaps if you don't have the confidence even for that, check out the R15. That's another good option. Or, you know, perhaps the MT-03 for the naked version of this bike, and that bike in particular has been upgraded this year. So that's me for now. Hopefully that has answered some of your questions about the MT-07. This is the 2020 version of the MT-07 for those who are thinking about this particular machine. Like I said, a very inviting entry-level option, but also a rewarding bike for anyone who's interested in one. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to sub, leave a comment, hit that notification bell, and as always, stay safe out there, and thanks for watching.